Okay, well, we sort of survived that. We sort of survived. The writer of the first word.
Who was writing who? Who was writing this poem? Me? No.
The writer of the first word, not the writer of the last. With the terror of the light and the shadows cast, the third eye now open to project the night. This is the moment to write. This is the ritual to lead you on. Your friends will meet him when you are gone. So we had our crossover point, it seems, where we met Saga, and where she met us. When we inspected that heart.
Murder site, I felt it. Stepping to the murder site, I'd felt it, hanging in the air. A meaning, the violent emotion of the act, like a cloud of wrath. The dead eyes of the victim staring at something you couldn't see, and yet making you aware of it. Something had soaked into this place on a molecular level, overlapping with your meaningless existence. Regression to something you had managed to forget, marking you, taking you for a ride, making you crazier.
What does it all mean? Wait, where am I here? Oh, I'm deep in the murder site. Is this a shortcut? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. So now I'm back way over here. Get to the apartment in Parliament Tower. So we need to get to street level, which is this way. Is there anything else in here? Looks like we did get everything. This one that was hidden, I think it was related to another one, but it was shown here, but it was on a different level, because once we got one previously, that did move.
The station had
get
changed.
removed.
I was closer now.
I'm a writer. I write. Writing is the key. Art is the key to find my way out of the dark place. I can't forget this. Don't you fucking forget this. I'm in the dark place. I'm outside time and space. Outside reality. But this is real. A nightmare dimension. An ocean of darkness. Remember, its dark energy can make art come true. Make dreams and nightmares come true. Yes, I can use this. I need to use this. Hungry, monstrous things out there, wanting to stop me, to devour me, become me. Oh no.
I want to say the pen is mightier than the sword. But honestly, I'm not sure if that's necessarily true in this situation. Both are
Parliament Tower.
equally powerful.
Our home in New York. Was I really this close to being home? Going up to our apartment? Would I be home?
It's this here,
Or
right?
was this just an echo of the real thing? Even then, the murder site had brought me one step closer to escape.
You hear that? I hear that.
The payphone at the edge of the plaza was ringing again.
I'm on it.
Hey, Alan. Thank God he picked up. I thought I lost you again.
Who are you? Why are you helping me?
Did you go deeper? To the overlap?
Are you talking about the murder site? Yeah, I did. I...
That's fantastic, Alan. We're closer to getting out. We're making progress.
Well, we would be if you would answer my damn questions.
Last time we spoke, you were pretty worried about Alice. Did you ever check Parliament Tower? To make sure she really got out of the dark place?
Well, of course she got out. That's why I'm here. That's the whole goddamn point.
Be very careful, Alan. The dark presence is stealing from you. It can already manifest as your double. Scratch will come.
Wait.
Okay.
Hello?
We had theorized that was Scratch. So I'm not 100% sure who that is.
Writer. Maybe the writer. Maybe he was a victim. The cult, using his words. Or maybe he was the monster behind it all. Either way, Alice Wake, his ex, she knew things. It was there in her art for all to see. A cry for help. The darkness she'd witnessed. And that put her in danger.
Was Alice here? In the story?
Let's hope so. It'd be cool to get an answer for once about anything. Jesus. Okay. Haunting Initiation 3.
Alice's photo equipment. Set to go off when the door opens.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, happy about that.
Get out! Leave me alone!
Alice! Alice!
What the hell?
Alice.
Pick photos for exhibition posters.
This is a photo of Scratch. How did Alice get this? Is he stalking her?
What's that symbol?
This is the door to my study,
Oh.
where I wrote my books. This symbol wasn't here before.
Oh. Maybe it's more of a sign and less of a symbol. This is such a cool place. Although very bizarre projector orientation. It's like watching everything in portrait mode for some reason.
Alice's video camera.
Locator memory card.
No memory card inside.
Okay. Video art doc on screens. Focal point of the dark place. Here we go. Part 1.
Part 1. What was Alice working on?
Do we want to know? God. Do we want to know?
When I was younger, photography was everything to me. I moved to New York thinking I'd make it as an artist. And then I met Alan. We had a good thing. We were both dedicated by our creative ambitions. The only difference was that Alan's work made money. He brought me work when he could. I took his promo shots, created covers for his books. I'm sure he forced his publisher into it. I was taking photos, just not my photos. And that gnawed at me. Things got complicated sometimes, but that's life, right? We loved each other. Then Alan hit a block. I brought out a meaner side of him. One I didn't like. I set up a trip to see a doctor in Washington. I didn't tell him until we got there. We argued. Things went wrong. And he was just gone. Drowned, allegedly. It's easy for people to think it was my fault. Hell, I do, too, sometimes. About 6 years ago, I started hearing noises in the night. Typewriter keys clacking. Voices. Alan was back. Haunting me.
The light flashing in her recording.
Then it got violent. It was Alan. And yet, it was a monster. He always did have anger in him. I set up cameras around the apartment with motion sensors and flashes. Now, when the monster comes, I turn it into art.
When she said monster, it flickered again.
My nightmares caught on film. And this is the focus of my new exhibition. To show people the world is so much darker than they ever knew. I'm calling this exhibit The Dark Place.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Alice. Scratch was terrorizing her.
Yeah.
Why?
Scratch is like the alternate alter ego monster version. Also, her voice actor from the original games has passed, and they had to replace her.
I sat in the writer's room and wrote a story.
Symbol was on the door there too.
Initiation. To project myself through the dark place, to look for a way out. The story had brought me here, brought me nowhere. Looped me back. I was writing the story. And in the story, I now stepped into the writer's room. But there was no one here writing it.
Some of these are broken down into like smaller sub chapters, it seems. If you're at all confused about the story or anything, keep going. We're gonna figure this out, and things will get explained to us. We're supposed to have questions. We're supposed to be uneasy. It'll all make sense later, hopefully.
Okay, let's recap what you've told us so far, Alan. For the past 13 years, you've been trapped in a nightmare dimension called the Dark Place.
Yeah.
It's like New York, but it's not New York. And can be reached from the bottom of Cauldron Lake, but it's not really under the lake. And after all this time, you've managed to get out.
Yeah.
But so has your evil doppelganger. Mr. Scratch? Or is it the Dark Presence?
Both. It's interchangeable. He's Scratch when he looks like me, but he can change into this other form.
And Scratch, the Dark Presence, wants to rewrite the world in his own image.
Which would be in your image, as he looks just like you.
And turn the world into a fucking nightmare.
During Deerfest, which is scheduled to take place in a couple of days. You got out of the Dark Place by writing a novel, the pages we've been finding. But your double edited it into a horror story that's now changing reality, taking over people,
Yeah.
making them crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Bringing the Dark Place to Bright Falls.
Yes, fiction coming in contact with the Dark Place can change reality. The story is coming true, soaking into everything like darkness when night falls. But last time
This will be back in 2010.
Yes, last time it didn't happen all at once. The story came true bit by bit as it unfolded. And that dark presence was still bound to the lake. I stopped it before it got the ending it wanted. Before it broke free. Based on that, there's still time.
Which brings us to your magical light switch.
The clicker. Magical doesn't quite cover it. Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen. If I can get the clicker, I can send him back to the Dark Place, make all this shit go away. Look, I know it's batshit crazy. My memory is full of holes, and I'm not sure how much I can trust. It's like a half-forgotten dream.
Why the synchronized drinking? Why?
Mr. Wake.
I don't know if I like that.
Alan. We've seen our share of batshit crazy in the past 24 hours. What I want to know is, why am I? Why are we written into the story?
I think I saw you. Or a vision of you in the Dark Place. I think you helped me reach out and escape somehow. With that in the story, Scratch would have edited it to get to you.
And maybe that's
To hurt you.
Alex Casey here.
We are all in danger.
That Scratch is doing, which is why he's so weird. That was actually an awesome little summary so far. But this guy, still don't trust him.
It's insane. And there's so much of it. Have you ever heard of the cult of the tree?
Creepy bunch. In the habit of wearing deer masks, performing murder rituals, victims turning into monsters possessed by darkness, possibly inspired by a horror story written by a certain author. Ring any bells?
The cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
If the cult has the clicker, does that make them Scratch's followers? How are you so certain they even have the clicker?
They could be working for Scratch. I don't remember. It's all confused.
Alan, if I'm gonna act on this information, you need to be honest with me.
Yeah, of course.
Is he confused? Or is he hiding something?
He's confused. Very clearly. Let's profile.
Wake said the cult has the clicker. How does he know?
The writer is the reader. The next chapter, the next chapter, the next chapter. Keep the pages safe, the dark shining of the words.
Wake is hiding pages. That's how he knows the cult has the clicker.
Okay.
Wake has a double. Mr. Scratch. Where is he now?
A cloud of wrath wears my face. The dark place in your place. Scratching out my body of work.
Scratch is here. In Washington. He's hunting Wake.
I wonder if it could be Casey as Scratch for whatever reason.
Scratch looks just like Wake. Why?
Don't wake up the dreamer if your life is a dream. I swam to the shore, but the water is rising.
Wake and Scratch are clearly connected. Maybe Scratch got out because Wake did. Or vice versa.
Because, yes, he looks like him, but he can also change that other thing. I don't know if he can change into other people as well, but honestly, who knows? Let's look at the case board. We got a few new things going on here. Nursery rhymes. Okay.
Wake just gave us a lot of information. But
Let's
this
plot it.
clicker seems like a good place to start. If we find that, then we find the cult.
Where is the clicker? Great question. With the cult of the tree. Let's already look into the cult. 2 birds, 1 stone. Okay. Lunch boxes still has that little notification for whatever reason. The story.
The pages we've been finding are from a horror story called Return, written by Alan Wake. And the contents of this book are coming true. Why couldn't it have been a romance?
Holy, this one's got a lot. Okay. How does a story change reality? Rules. The dark place. Fiction coming into contact with the dark place has the power to change reality. So whatever you write into dark place becomes reality. It can't be that simple. The story changes our reality bit by bit. The process is gradual. Okay. How to stop it? It needs to get the clicker. With it, the story can be changed and Scratch will be sent back to the dark place. But then what about the clicker? If we don't stop it, Scratch will use the story to permanently change reality. It only gives us 2 days to stop this. There's an entity inside the dark place called the Dark Presence. Okay. In the form of Scratch, the Dark Presence is editing Wake's story, wants to turn the world into a fucking nightmare. Okay, well, obviously can't let that happen. Flashlight seems to weaken Taken. Maybe here, rules.
Keep trying.
Dark place. Dark Presence? Okay. Inside a bright light, Saga felt safe, like nothing could hurt her. Put that in the light and dark. Well-lit areas are safe. Makes sense that light is effective against Dark Presence too. Scratch and Dark Presence are interchangeable. Like we were saying. Goes by the name Scratch. An evil twin is a bit convenient. I'll keep an eye on it. Wake was trapped in the dark place for 13 years. Another world that entire time. Some other strange reality, the dark place merged with ours. This place and the dark place, the page called this area an overlap. Okay. So we entered the cauldron here by reciting that poem. And that's apparently it for now. Okay, Cult of the Tree. The cult could be followers of Scratch. They have the clicker after all. Okay. Cult working with someone, for someone. What does the cult get out of it? Murder at Cauldron Lake.
Nightingale goes missing for 13 years, shows up murdered, and then turns into a monster. After I stop Nightingale, a rider who's also been missing for 13 years turns up. What's the connection? What kind of case is this?
I killed Nightingale. I had to. He was a monster. The flooding around the Cauldron Lake receded afterwards. Nothing about this makes any rational sense. We found Alan Wake, a writer, missing for 13 years at the shore of the lake. Hopefully he can shed some light on this. Case closed. Nursery
Creepy
rhymes.
dolls. Mysterious rhymes. No weirder than anything else going on, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, strange dolls. We have this one, the crow dolls we used to solve the rhyme puzzle. Kind of reads more like an owl. Charm appeared at the site of the rhyme. Up here? Oh. What are these? Who made them? The charm are the things that we, like, we got them from our daughter originally, right? Found a strange rhyme on a sheet of paper with children's drawings. What is this? Why the tripod? Some kind of experiment. Reenacting the rhyme made the environment change. What's going on here? Rhyme found near the bridge of Cauldron Lake. Okay. And there's a bunch, obviously. Okay, I think that's everything. Just trying to see if there's a way to clear that, but... You're hiding pages, dude.
Okay. Mr. Wake, I know you have more pages of the manuscript on you.
You don't understand how vital these pages are. They're the only way I can know what's coming.
You're not the only one trying to solve this. This is our job.
Okay. Here. Now, this is all I have. Be careful with them. Inside the trailer, at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the Cult of the Tree. A cultist stared at her. She drew her weapon.
Okay.
Standing inside the trailer, at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the Cult of the Tree. Her mind reeled from what the horror story was now claiming about her. Her life, her past. She didn't accept it. She stepped out of the trailer. She needed air. But she wasn't alone. A cultist stared at her from behind a deer mask. She drew her weapon, shouted, ran after him.
Learn more about the clicker. Okay. Where's this gonna go? Where's the clicker?
The Cult of the Tree has the clicker Wake told me about. They're a part of all this. It's all on the page. The clicker, the cult. Okay, I'll head to Watery and find this trailer. Casey, you stay here and keep an eye on Mr. Wake.
Got it.
No, you need me there.
No dice, pal. This is an FBI investigation, and I don't see a badge on that flannel.
From now on, you can switch between Alan and Saga's stories via the bucket and the janitor's break room. Feel free to play in whatever order you choose. Really? Okay, now that's very interesting. Switch reality. This is so wild. I'm just curious to see what this process is like. I will continue with her for a bit.
I was back. I
Unreal.
wasn't able to escape. a dark presence had stopped me.
Yeah. And where
I'd
is...
seen the title page of another manuscript. Return. I didn't remember writing it, but it felt familiar. Important. I had to find it.
So we have to write. That's fine.
The plot board was empty again. I needed a new draft, back at the beginning, but closer to my goal.
Part 1, we sing the slaughter. The last draft of Initiation was brought me to my writer's room, but not the one where I was writing now. A different reality, a different time. I died in the end. Again, the dark presence had killed me, but something had changed now. My memories of what had happened were not eaten away. There had been another manuscript there. The title page read, Return. Had I written it, but then forgotten about it? Felt important. It was important. I remember. Return. A loop? All signs are pointing to loops, yeah? Including the little symbol on our door.
I would write a new draft of Initiation to reach Parliament Tower using another murder site. Scratch was reaching out from the dark place to get Alice. She was out, but still in danger.
Jeez. Back at the show.
Welcome. Our guest tonight is Alan Wake. This time he wanted to do something.
I was back, and I hadn't forgotten.
Okay, yeah, these
I know how this worked now. I could take control, no more surprises.
These chapters are initiation book chapters.
Together with our house band, the divine old gods of Asgard, we have created something very special. The song is called Herald of Darkness, but I like to call this next segment the story of the journey of Alan Wake, the musical. We just do what we always do. We'll chat, but instead of talking, we'll sing it.
Oh boy. Hold on. Okay, so I can switch back here. And I will, I think. Man, is this ever wild. Okay. Guys, let's take a little break here. When we return, we will we'll head out. We'll do a few things with her, and then we'll make some decisions as to when we're going to switch. Thanks so much.